a lot of disabled people talk about disabilities so much, and I feel like realistically, no one is talking about the disability on a regular level. Let's say we went out for lunch, right? Will we be
Yeah.
talking about disabilities? No, we'll be talking about other things.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe it'll be brought up, but like a lot of people will go, as a disabled person, and they'll express all their like bad things about life and such, and like the inspirational porn comes up a lot, and I feel like people are being hypocrites about it because they'll be like, I hate inspiration porn, and then they keep posting photos or videos of them
Sorry.
like struggling, and it's like
I
you're
had this conversation recently. Like, I realized you're not talking about how bad MS is. MS is terrible. I'm like, actually, it's kind of enhanced my life. I've stopped smoking. I look better. I'm skinnier. Life's greater. I'm treating myself better. Yes, there's some horrible times,
yeah,
fatigue and hospital appointments and decisions and depression. All these things come with it. But if we weigh it up and we do a pros and cons list, I'm actually in a better place than I've ever been. So I'm not going to whinge and cry about it. I'm going to empower myself to be even cooler and even better. And that's why it's nice to talk to people like you. However, like you said, it's not really changing the situation in real time for me. It's not really making my situation better.
mm-hmm,
However, I do see sometimes it's needed as a release. So I'm never against people doing it, but the likeness of me following pages that are continuously that kind of narrative is quite low. We all have moments where we need to vent. I'm all
yeah,
for that. I
I do.
vent
I was
sometimes,
that
and
person
life is
sometimes.
not
Yeah.
perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm never like anti that because I'm not going to act like I've never done that myself because I've absolutely have full tea as you take a sip. I have absolutely done that myself. I've been like, oh my god, let's get them come together. However, I think there's a difference between being born with disability and acquiring one. There's two different levels of how you go through understanding yourself and accepting life and kind of adapting to life in general. And neither is better than the other. However, I find that we have to go through a process. And sometimes for some people, this is a process of feeling like they're not alone. So I understand
mm-hmm.
how social media benefits that. And I also understand why people do that because really it's a mental health thing where you don't want to feel alone. You want to feel like someone feels like you. But the thing is, you can't take that energy to the scenario with you to change the real time situation. Because I've had people that wouldn't use a mobility aid until I've done videos and they've taken that because people have said something to them, or he'll go to you, why have you got a mobility aid, you look too good, or why have you got a mobility aid, you're too young, or young people can't have it. And I get those frustrations, you get angry and you say it, but then eventually they've embraced it, they've taken it on board, now they're empowered, now they do it, and they give two middle fingers to everyone says, no, you can't. And they don't explain themselves and they go, excuse me, it's none of your business, these questions are intrusive, please move along, I need what I need, I'm going to use what I'm going to use, and you can just
At the end of the day, it's all about the person. I can't, no matter how inspirational and empowering and whatever, and like you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, regardless if you have met me or not.
yeah, that's true. That's
Like that.
actually very true. But it's also nice to get that little pep talk and be told, like, you know what you're doing? I see you. You're amazing. Keep going. We see you. You're fabulous. We love you. Go on. And they're my disabled love language. And I suppose that works from a relationship point of view, a friendship point of view, and just a disabled community point of view. I think it's internal. If you're beautiful, like visually, but you're an ugly person, you're ugly. There's nothing you can do. You're gonna be ugly. Like it doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't. And you can be like quote unquote not conventionally pretty for someone else, but if your like internals are beautiful and how you outwardly put yourself, I think generally you can outshine anyone because of what you're emitting into the universe.
Hello, welcome to my podcast, Two Mic One Joe Suits. I'm Joe Suits, and I'll be giving a mic to Roxy. Roxy is a multiple sclerosis advocate and a disabled fashionista. So let's spill some tea. So
Can I
I
ask
can.
you a question? Because I feel like as disabled individuals, especially on social media, that especially when we talk about disability or we are the way we are, is like it's a constant battle between being super disabled friendly and talking about your disability and the things you do, but also what about our personalities? It's what I feel like you're saying. You have this whole personality that you put out, and then some people are like, I don't like it. They only want the disabled part of you. But yeah, we have disabilities, but we are like literally that's like 20% of me. There's a whole 80% of like all the different likes and, like you said, controversial words, things I like, things I don't like. And I sometimes feel like that's muted because people get used to the one thing they like of you. And I think social media sometimes makes it so that you end up having to repurpose that one thing to stay on the level that you're at.
I mean, I thought about it for a long time because it's always like, I mean, with my content, it's always should I say PG and try to get like the largest audience possible. 'Cause I know I could do it. I can almost lie. And I can be like, I'm a PG person. I'm a religious person. Um, I'm, 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 I love everyone. You know all this stuff, but like it's not really authentically me. So I kind of play with the battle of that, and then it's also like I'm going more of like the sex route. Like someone called me an OnlyFans account now, which I found hilarious. And so like I don't understand like people don't like it, and I do. I wouldn't say I'm self sabotaging. Like I'm really doing myself. Like the only line I would not say is like I don't think I'm really a bad person in that. Like I don't. It's not like I don't hate gay people or anything. They never. Anything really bad is just more like something might rub the wrong way. So like I put that on Jesus Christ. You know, I think for me, I think it's hilarious. It's satire content. It's something I always wanted to do. But like, hey, I made videos of me being Jesus Christ. People didn't like that. You know, I got some people blocked me and unfollowed me, and I'm like, cool. I mean, I feel a little bad sometimes, but at the same time, I'm also being mean. Like, that's the other thing is like, a lot of disabled people talk about disabilities so much, and I feel like realistically, no one is talking about the disability on a regular level. Let's say we went out for lunch, right? Will we be
Yeah.
talking about disabilities? No, we'll be talking about other things. You know,
Yeah, of course.
maybe it'll be brought up, but like a lot of people will go, you know, as a disabled person, and they'll express all their like bad things about life and such, and like the inspirational porn comes up a lot, and I feel like people are being hypocrites about it because they'll be like, I hate inspiration porn, and then they keep posting photos or videos of them
Sorry.
like struggling, you know, and it's like
I
you're,
had
you're
this conversation recently. Like, I realized because I'm positively disabled and not negatively disabled, I think there's two sides of disability people put out. Some people don't like positive disability. It's like, I'm not sad that I'm disabled at all. Like, I'm not going to sit there and complain. There's things that happen. I go, what is this? But that's just as a human, you go, sorry, what is that? Someone stole my parking space. I'm going to have it out. Like, you get all like, you get all fiery and stuff. But really and truly, like you said, like I have a whole spectrum of things, and I, like you said,
yeah,
she was like, "Oh, you post sexy photos." Every time I do that, I lose followers. Literally every time.
yeah.
Not
I
that I
mean,
don't get likes, but people do. Some people go, "Oh, it's not for me. I don't like it." You're not talking about how bad MS is. MS is terrible. And I'm like, actually, it's kind of enhanced my life. I've stopped smoking. I look better. I'm skinnier. Life's greater. I'm treating myself better. Yes, there's some horrible times,
yeah,
fatigue and hospital appointments and decisions and depression. All these things come with it. But if we weigh it up and we do a pros and cons list, I'm actually in a better place than I've ever been. So I'm not going to whinge and cry about it. I'm going to empower myself to be even cooler and even better. And that's why it's nice to talk to people like you, who also empower themselves to be even cooler and even better.
yeah. I mean, I feel like too many people that get involved in like they have their disability as their identity, and I'm like, I don't think that's really healthy, and I think it is too much. Like I don't really like care about your disability at the end of the day. I feel like I care if you, like I'll I follow people because of my business and I have to like interview guests. But like if I'm following you after like 6 months, like I'm following you because like I like you, I like what content you put. You're not annoying. You don't post bad things because like if you think about it, the chronic ill community is actually really toxic because like if
And
you're going on and everyone is complaining about their life, it really like hurts you, and it's like you don't want that. You want to go on and like I don't know who you follow, but like I follow like hot women of mine and like dogs, and like I want to like feel good about it. I want other people telling me how shit their lives are. Like I do get it. A lot of people are struggling, but you don't have to share. And then like people want the likes and stuff, and like they want to be inspirational porn. And like you're being a hypocrite about it. Just be yourself and do whatever. Like you don't have to post all the time. It's like I tried, like, I stayed away for like 2 weeks, and I feel like so much better about it. But it sucks
Oh,
because but it sucks
social
my
media
job
break.
is about, I have to be involved in this, but like, it's so toxic, and a lot of people don't do it. And they get into the echo chamber of like other toxic chronic ill people, and they just stay together. And like, sometimes I'll express a thought on, so I'll give an example. So they got, like, so like about disability parking, sometimes regular people to park in a disability spot, right?
Hmm.
And then they have the ramp, and then sometimes they need clearance for a wheelchair to go on the ramp. So the
Yeah.
guy posted a video where the car parked too close, so he couldn't get on the ramp and such. And so I did comment to him like, you posting this photo is not gonna help anyone. No one is gonna watch this video and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna park in a disabled spot. No one in the history of the world watched the video and be like, you know what? I'm gonna change myself. I just told the guy like, hey, confront the person. He did a bad thing. You have to confront him and show him why it's not good. Otherwise, you're just talking to avoid. And people, he got a lot of likes about it. And everyone's like, oh yeah, fuck him. I'm like, you're not doing anything. You're literally not doing anything. So like, complaining about something will not help. Like, you got to go and help yourself, unfortunately. And it's like I'm gonna help with my disabled toolset. I'm gonna help the community a lot. I'm just gonna kind of just do me, because at the end of the day is what makes me happy too. And I'm gonna attract people that like me, and that's kind of
I
how.
feel you. So I had someone smash my window before and steal my blue badge, which was
Oh
horrible
shit!
because I couldn't park outside my house. And I've had many things where people will just park right up next to me, and I've literally learned to drive, and I can't pull
Oh my
out that kind
god!
of thing. I do get stressed, and sometimes I do have a Instagram bitch. Like that's what I call it, Instagram bitch, where I need my allies or my people that are like me to be like, no, honey, we're not having it. Let's all
Yeah.
band together. However, like you said, it's not really changing the situation in real time for me. It's not really making my situation better.
Mhm.
However, I do see sometimes it's needed as a release. So I'm never against people doing it, but the likeness of me following pages that are continuously that kind of narrative is quite low. We all have moments where we need to vent. I'm all
Yeah.
for that. I
I feel.
vent
I was
sometimes,
that
and
person
life is
sometimes.
not
Yeah.
perfect, right?
Mhm.
So I'm never like anti that because I'm not going to act like I've never done that myself because I've absolutely have full tea as you take a sip. I have absolutely done that myself. I've been like, oh my god, let's get them come together. However, yeah, I'm not like that all the time because I just sometimes I've had to learn though, especially when you get an illness disability. I think there's a difference between being born with disability and acquiring one. There's two different levels of how you go through understanding yourself and accepting life and kind of adapting to life in general, and neither is better than the other. However, I find that we have to go through a process, and sometimes for some people, this is a process of feeling like they're not alone. So I understand
mhm.
how social media benefits that, and I also understand how why people do that because really and truly it's a mental health thing where you don't want to feel alone. You want to feel like someone feels like you, but the thing is you can't take that energy to the scenario with you to change the real time situation. Some people may, hopefully, let's play God's advocate. I can't say the word because of MS, but let's play a game where, like, hey, if you do that enough times, hopefully one day that person will feel empowered enough to walk up to the person and be like, look, or not walk up, probably have to roll up because obviously they're trying to get the wheelchair out. However, they might go up to that person and be like, look, like, this is not okay what you're doing. Like, you've blocked me in. This is not fair.
Mhm.
Can you just give me some extra room? And they may feel that empowerment from basically 4 posts previous where it's happened over and over again, where they think it might do. I don't want to preempt other people's reality because I never think that's fair. And I know you're sipping tea because you probably feel completely opposite, and that's absolutely also valid. But I hope that that's the optimist in myself going, look, I hope. Because I've had people that wouldn't use a mobility aid until I've done videos, and they've taken that because people have said something to them, or who'll go to you, why have you got a mobility aid, you look too good, or why have you got a mobility aid, you're too young, or young people can't have it. And I get those frustrations, you get angry and you say it, but then eventually they've embraced it, they've taken it on board, now they're empowered, now they do it, and they give two middle fingers to everyone says, no, you can't. And they don't explain themselves and they go, excuse me, it's none of your business. These questions are intrusive. Please move along. I need what I need. I'm going to use what I'm going to use, and you can just. Do you know what I mean? And that some people do get that, but not all people.
I mean, I feel like this comes from within of things that you want to do. Like I don't feel like you were talking about like the cane and other people do. Like I don't really feel like someone empowered me to do anything. I just feel like I'm just gonna go and fucking do it. Cause I think that no one
That's
can
the
tell
anarchist
me.
in you. That's
Yeah,
that's that's
like no one like no one can like hold your hand to do something all the time, and like, you just gotta like do it yourself. Yes, the spark is helping. I do need the spark, but like if you always constantly need push, like is sometimes you just gotta do yourself, unfortunately, and that's how it should be done. And I think people just need to be held accountable too. I think sometimes people get too much in the echo chamber, like, hey, we gotta do something about it. Like you can't just post on social media because that's not gonna do anything. Like
yeah.
sometimes you really gotta confront and make change. So like an example is like people are going to Congress to make change. Like that's real change. Like talking to a congressman and changing laws to like help the disabled community. If you just posting on social media, you're really not doing anything. You're just screaming into the void, and you're getting.
I mirror that massively. Someone asked me not that long ago, "You're beautiful. You do social content, but you're not always doing it. You could have so much more followers." And I said, "I don't mind social media. I've met some amazing people on it. Fair." But I like to create change. So I like to go into the NHS and create things that help people. Like, how do people that are disabled have conversations with doctors? Why are doctors so embarrassed at these conversations? How do we teach them to get through these hurdles so that people can have actually the sexual health needs catered for and not have to wait 8 years to get this change? How do we change the rights of disabled people? How? Because I like to do. There's no point calling yourself an advocate if you don't create change. And that's not just on the social media basis, because I get some people feel empowered and that's great. But what about in, like you said, in Congress or in law, that foundation thing that actually will change everyone's life and not just a few people's life? I do mirror that, and I do find that from the people that changed it back in the day, that first got us our disability rights, both in America and in the UK, they worked together, they worked with Black Panthers and stuff, they did what they needed to do to create that change. We've kind of dropped the ball and we've used social media as a way to do it, and that's great, but it's not actually changing it in law. And we need laws because that's what the foundation needs to be built on. And the social content will be the extra cherry on that cake.
And speaking of empowerment, so do I empower you to post half naked photos of yourself now?
No, that's got to be a personal thing for me. I've got to empower myself to do that. No one else can do that for me. I
Exactly. So it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about the person. I can't, no matter how inspirational and empowering and whatever, and like you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, regardless if you have met me or not.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like
actually very true.
yeah, that's what a lot of people think. Like, oh, they just need a spark or need all this equipment. I'm like, at the end of the day, really all starts with you. Like, if you're gonna have to put the work in, and otherwise, no
I do
one
believe
can.
in mentors, though. I do believe sometimes it's good to have a mentor, someone that's been there before you to help you through and navigate something. Absolutely, but doesn't always have to be social media based. Sometimes in real life, we have business mentors. Maybe have mentors to help you innovate in science, or you might have a mentor if you're a musician that teaches you the industry and how to go through that. Mentors are good. And not get mentors. Sometimes it can be a book, sometimes it can be a film, it can be something that you watch or take in that helps you feel that. So I'm not anti mentors, I just want to put that out there because I need a mentor myself sometimes, and sometimes you've got to mentor yourself, sometimes it's a partner, sometimes it's something, and sometimes it's inspiration. Nothing's original at the end of the day. You might go to an art museum, you look at a painting, you feel an emotion, you spark something, and you've moved and you've created something. We all see something that sparks an interest in us to go forward and create something. I don't know what the words of that, what, how you describe that, because MS, sometimes I can't get the word out of my mouth to the forefront, but I do believe that we all look at things and we're inspired by things that make us feel inspirational and create change. So we can be inspirational, but like you said, some people are against the word inspiration. Personally, I'm not. I don't mind if I inspire someone. I'm all good for it. Why not?
So let's talk about your disability love language. You can go first, and then I'll share my own. You were talking about disability love languages in another podcast, so I'd love to talk about it here.
Oh, you're talking about like love languages in general. So,
Uh, sure, let's do that. Okay.
okay, so I've spoken about love languages on multiple podcasts, but mainly in relation to relationships as a disabled individual rather
Mm-hmm.
than my love language as a disabled person. I am massive on words of affirmation, touch, and acts of service. Mainly because of how my disability makes me feel. I'm fatigued all the time, so an act of service definitely helps me
Mm-hmm.
um, and eases my day to day, which is great. Touch, because sometimes you can feel lost in your body. Weirdly enough, I'm hypersensitive and sometimes I have no sensitivity in my body. But feeling a nice warm hug, someone that, touches you when you're feeling down or happy, whatever the emotion is, also feels very connective. I love hug. I'm a hugger. What can I say? I'm like, hi, big hug. That's me, and I feel joy from that. I really do. And words of affirmations, like I said, I go through many emotions, for depression, for body dysphoria, and someone telling you you're beautiful or what you're doing is great or keep going is nice to hear. No matter if it's necessary, because I'll probably still do what I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
regardless. But it's also nice to get that little pep talk and be told, like, you know what you're doing? I see you. You're amazing. Keep going. We see you. You're fabulous. We love you. Go on. And they're my disabled love language. And I suppose that works from a relationship point of view, a friendship point of view, and just a disabled community point of view.
I can not say anything bad about it. It's whatever. You know what your body loves, and you're gonna want that in a relationship.
Yeah. What makes me smile? What makes me feel warm?
Yeah.
What makes me feel loved?
Yeah, I just thought the words of affirmation was interesting just because you don't take words of affirmation well. Like you take it, but like it doesn't like affect you. So I didn't think words of affirmation would be a big one for you.
Well, you smile in the moment, right? So we're talking about the difference between a moment where someone goes, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you smile and you ear to ear, and then the actual core essence of yourself. It's never going to change the core essence of myself, but for that
Mm-hmm.
brief few seconds, of course, I'm going to feel good. Absolutely, I'm going to feel good. Is it going to change how I feel about myself internally? Maybe not. But it's nice to know no matter how I feel about myself, someone else thinks I'm great or beautiful or whatever, and that helps. And that also, I don't know, I will probably tell someone they're more beautiful. Like, I'll tell people all the time, "Oh my god, you're beautiful. What's wrong with you?" Like, but obviously people are saying the same thing to me, and I kind of make it fizzle out after a while. So it's like a brief moment in time where I go, "Oh my god, I love it, thank you," and then 10 minutes later I'm like, "Oh god, those shoes are horrible. Why do you look like that?" you know.
Makes sense about do it. I did don't know if I could do the words of affirmation just because it really depends how often I have to say it. Because if I have to say it often to you, then it becomes almost inauthentic because I want yourself to feel beautiful without me telling that you're beautiful. Cause like I want yourself to feel beautiful, and then just me to confirm it. Like I don't want you to think you're ugly and then telling you that you're beautiful, and then you think you're beautiful. It has to be like a
Yeah.
mutual.
It's that
So
question of like, do I look fat in this, or does my bum look big in this? And you're like, no, no, like, well, it does that. And
yeah,
I'm not that person. Like, I'm like, whatever. But I also I don't look like, it's weird. I like words of affirmation, but I don't look for them. They're two different things. So like, if someone's not going to find me, fine. Someone else probably will. I'll figure it out. Fashion offends me. Probably my biggest love language in life, which is probably not like, it's not actually a love language in the realms of you Google love language, it's never going to come up. But fashion for me is something that makes me love myself, allows me to
yeah.
affirm who I am, and then that probably makes me feel the best out of anything that I could ever do is when I put certain clothes on, style things in a certain way, and I'm authentic to how I feel as a human. That makes me feel amazing, and nothing really beats that feeling, in all fairness.
Thank God that we're living in 2023 and not in 20 AD where all they wore were robes and or nothing.
I would still rock a robe pretty well. I would learn how to tie it amazingly, or get one of the many elements that dye things different colors. Get a muddy robe, or find some red dyes
Mm.
from something, and we'll make it work. Because forever a fashionista, no matter if we're an AD, a BC, or a 2023.
Well, I feel you. Yeah, I don't know. I think the as much as fashion is awesome and like fashion a lot. I don't know. I think also the naked body is also beautiful in itself too. Cause there's like
It
nothing to
is.
like you can't really like there's nothing to do with it. It's just like there. Like yeah, there are better ways to pose and such, but otherwise it's just like you're bare.
I'll
Some
put that out
but
there
yeah.
as another thing to put on both of our 5 year lists, but you've probably done it already, is like going to a new drawing class, and not drawing but being the model, because I've done many drawings but I've never been the model. That's when I know that I'm probably in a good place if I can do that, step into that realm, because like you said, the naked body is beautiful, it's perfect regardless,
Mm,
and have that empowerment to be able to do that would be really great.
I mean, I think I would say like I don't. I was thinking like I don't know like the percentage, but like I think like I would say like maybe 40% have beautiful bodies, and then like the rest have like okay bodies, and then like maybe 10% have like really ugly bodies. You know,
Well,
like not.
beauty is an eye of the beholder. So something that you say maybe it's ugly, I might think is actually stunning, and vice versa. And that's the thing about bodies and body
Mm,
autonomy, and just how we view each other and other people and ourselves. Like, it's that kind of thing. It's like we could sit there, someone give us 20 pictures. We may go, I like this person's body, this person's body, this person's body, this
mm,
person's body. Why I think all bodies are beautiful is because
mm,
there are vessels, and
nah.
actually it keeps us moving regardless, and it's the place where we sit inside to be able to be the people we are. Yes, some of us are like ridiculously sunny, and they just got, I don't know, the wild card. However, I don't think anyone's inherently ugly, because I think beauty is not
Yeah.
just physical or visual. I think it's internal. If you're beautiful, like visually, but you're an ugly person, you're ugly. There's nothing you can do. You're gonna be ugly. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. And you can be like quote unquote not conventionally pretty for someone else, but if your like internals are beautiful and how you outwardly put yourself, I think generally you can outshine anyone because of what you're emitting into the universe. That's my personal opinion. I know not everyone would agree with that, but I do think like if I looked like the way I was and I was a horrible person, so I don't care what you look like. You're horrible.
I
You're a
mean,
mean spirited person. Like, who cares? I don't want to be with you. And who anyone does, I feel sorry for them. That would be how I felt.
like I mentioned before, I'm like a realistic person, and like as confident as I am online, I am confident about myself and secure about myself. I also and I also think that I am an ugly person too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm ugly as shit. I'm ugly
No.
because I'm a very I'm just so simply undesirable.
But
I'm
why
just
do you think that? Like, I
um
don't
just
understand why you think you're undesirable.
well based on kind of life really like the like the DMs that I get are not high for me coming to me. Like I'm always the one having to like reach out to people to do anything.
But do you not think that's the saturation of social media? It's not about you, and it's not a disservice to who you are and that you're a beautiful person or not. Sometimes it's just like, look, like how many podcasts are there? How many disabled activists are there? How many disabled people are like? This, we're so saturated with quantity of things. Sometimes I have a podcast. Like, people don't go to me, oh, I want to be on a podcast. Like, I have to go out and be like, hey, like, I saw you, like, I like you, I saw your
Mm-hmm.
page, I followed you, I'm really into what you do. Do you want to come on and have a conversation? You think that people go up to people and go, oh, you know what, I really fancy you, I think you're gorgeous, I want to be with you. They don't. People just stand in the background sometimes and look. And then the verse in that is people's troll comments, but people are assholes on the internet. It's
Yeah.
like where they feel the most bravest, and they probably look like, if we're going to talk about ugly people, those people are probably the ugliest there are. in the universe because they're sitting behind a computer screen saying
Yeah.
horrible negative things to other people when these people are putting themselves out into the universe to create beautiful content, create amazing things, and also change law.
No, I mean I feel where you're coming from, but like I still think I'm an ugly person. Like for one, no one in the world be like, I want to have his body, right? Like I know my body is extremely ugly. It's not something you really want to look at. Yes, you can say I'm inspirational. You can say, wow, that's amazing and all of that. But not a, like, one thing, it's not a sexual desire. Like, no one can be like, I want to, like, sleep with this guy. I'm like, I want to sit on his face. Like, that doesn't really happen that often. Like, like, I'm sure you get in your DMs all the time and be like, hey, like, what up, baby? Beautiful.
No, no. See, I had this
No.
conversation with my partner and with my friends about dick pics and like things. Like people do not send them at all. Like people go, "What?" And they go, "Literally, no one sends me sexual messages. No one sends me dick pics. No one says any of these things to me." And people always think that's really weird, and I think they just don't. The most of
Wow.
someone will be like, "Oh, I saw you. Do you want to like donate to the thing?" I'm like, literally, people just want to crypto scam me or my money. People never send you those kinds of DMs ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's also that my guys, I think, it's a little different that the guy is always the one that has to pursue other people, which I do get, but like, I just don't think I'm a desirable person. Like I said, I'm secure in stuff. Like I know I have like a great personality. I know I'm a good person. I don't have anything really bad in my personality. Yes, I'm a very eccentric person. Yes, I have some unpopular opinion, but that's everyone like that. That's the human element. I'm okay with it. I think just from a body standpoint, I know I'm an ugly person. I know that I can't compete with a regular body person, even if a regular body person that okay looking looks better than I do. Sure, I can say I have a cute face, right? But I don't think I'm an ugly person that I just like. I'm a person that shouldn't be alive. I'm just alive because people just love saving other people and such. But like, I don't think I'm an ugly person. But like, I don't put that. I don't like go. I don't like. Let's say I don't know. Let's say you have a crush on me, right? And we're like flirting and stuff. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you like me? Like, what? No, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, you like me because of my personality or you want to have sex with me, whatever reason. Like, I'm okay with that. But I do know that if you're liking me, you're not liking me for my looks. You're liking me for my personality. So that's where I'm coming from. Like, I'm secure about it. I own it. I'm ugly. I'm not a person that you really want to look at in any capacity. Like, if you walk down the street, I always compare myself to like a woman with big titties. Like people look at me, and like wondering what the hell is wrong with me and all of that, and like, and I that's just normal part of society. No matter how I put myself, that's just how people react to me, and I know I'm an ugly person. Like I'm gonna own it. Will it deter me in any way? No, it just makes me. I'm aware of what I do look like, and I'm not gonna pretend that I'm this beautiful person compared to like I don't know, like Zac Efron. He's a great looking person. Like, no way I'm gonna compare myself to him, right? Like, I,
I,
I
I
know where
do.
I stand in my area and such, and like I'm secure in that. Like, I'm not gonna. It's just something I have to go along with it, and that's fine. Like, I'm just not desired by a lot of people. A lot of people just judge me just by looking at me, which is totally normal in society. I can't blame people for that, and I just have to go along with it. Like even sometimes my personality, I think my personality is like an A. Depending on the person, it could be like a 2 if they don't like to be roasted and such, which is totally fine. But, but I think my body is like a 1 because no other person would ever be like, hey, I want that body or I just want to sleep with that person because, well, yeah, the smoking body. That's
But
just
do
not
you
going to
know
work in my life.
that, or is that what you've been told, or is that what you just think because you feel
That's
that way
just,
about your
this is
body?
based on my reality of things going with my life. It's like a realistic thing about myself, but it's also based on what I been going through life. Like I had to fight really hard to get everything I ever wanted and such. Like I think you can relate with as a disabled person. You have to work extra harder than the next person just to be noticed And I think it's a little easier for you. Well, you have the cane, so maybe not as much, but like, let's say you're just sitting in a chair, I'm sure most people wouldn't even know you're disabled at all. So you
No.
have less, but like, you can see I'm disabled from this first second you see me, and they're already putting me down to some degree, and have to work my ass off extra hard versus the next person just to be seen and respected and wanted. But even then, that's not good enough. Some they just don't want me as a whole, and unfortunately, I cannot change their mind, and that's kind of been my whole life. So, like we were talking about, like goals earlier, I'm running on spite. Like I'm pushing really hard to get to the top because like so many people have like disregarded me, they have ghosted me, they have want to work with me, and that's totally fine. So I'm just doing it out of spite. So like if I so me being verified, that's all me. To
Okay.
I might run down the might have I might be a model for a fashion line later down the road after I edit it out because I'm not supposed to say it out loud. But like I'm doing that because I'm push myself really hard to do that, and like everyone else is not doing anything. Yeah, they have jobs and stuff, but they're not pushing themselves. They're just like okay with their life. I want the higher, greater things. That's really difficult to get. Like I want opportunity that doesn't happen to a regular person, like walking down the runway, and that doesn't happen to a lot of people. You know, like all these great opportunities. So I'm gonna take advantage of everything, and I'm gonna sell my soul with it. But at the same time, I'm gonna have fun with it too because I want to do my own thing. So I want to post half naked photos of myself. I want to be authentic about myself. You know, I post a video of me being Jesus Christ. I think it's hilarious. Sure, people don't like it, but like that's me at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I'm also a great person. Like I will vouch for you. I will say good things. I'll roast you too, and like I'll like if you invite me to an event, I'm gonna go to and like support you. But like it all also a lot of people don't show the same thing to me, and like I have to let them go. Like I know I could be a great person, but people don't want that. They'd rather have someone else. And
I will
I,
say to you, no matter how amazing you are, no matter how beautiful, no matter how rich, no matter how talented, people do that regardless. And that's not even a reflection of who you are.
I don't know. I mean,
People
I
love
do
people to show
me.
up for them.
Yeah, I mean, I do me, and they don't reciprocate. Then I did let them go and just let them watch me go higher and higher, and they're just I do it like I would do it in spite, but I also want to do like a fuck you. Like you could be with me and we could do amazing things together, but you didn't want to. So now that I'm at the top, like I don't care about you anymore. Like I'm able to do this
But
without you. I don't need you in my life. I'll just find someone else that's better, that's more that's verified now or have a higher following or that's more up to my eccentricity and my high bar of excellence, and I'm gonna keep going. So like, it's gonna be your loss that you're stuck at home on a couch watching me on TV doing all these great things. So that's
I love
really,
that. I love that you've used that emotion, kind of funneled it, and used it as fuel to be great.
yeah,
Because
that's
you are.
all it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna hustle, but it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people just wouldn't want to do it, and if you wanted to live a regular life, that's fine. I don't, but it is a lot of work, and it's just, I don't think it's really worth it for how much work I put into what I'm getting back, but like we only have one life to live, and I'm just gonna keep fighting to the day I die because I want the top prize of like fuck everyone.
I love that. And that's the best thing we could say at the end is no matter what, no matter how we feel, no matter how people feel about us, and no matter how we, put ourselves in the world, it really is about how we feel about ourselves and how we present ourselves and that journey that we're going on for
So
ourselves. So for us, if it's being millionaires and being give people two fingers and fuck everyone, because it's literally about you and how you feel about yourself.
that could be your thumbnail for this video. The fuck you to everybody. So before I take the mic away from you, is there anything you want to say? Promote any words of wisdom, the winning lottery numbers. The mic is all yours.
I wishing to win lottery numbers, we could be millionaires in a week. What I say is, like, no matter what, like, know you're worthy in the world, because honestly, the world is built up to make us feel less than we are meant to feel about ourselves. We are amazing. The fact that we're on this earth creating anything is remarkable. And to be honest, we're all artists, we're all creators, and we deserve the space that we gain because you've put the work in. Like you said, nothing is that easy. Nothing good is easy. Getting to the top is not easy. So never put yourself down. That's coming from me, who does it all the time. Even I take my own lessons. Definitely come and follow me on the Multiple Sclerosis Fashionista on Instagram. My podcast, the Sick and Sickening podcast, is coming back in the next 2 months. So come and see us over there, and we'll try and get Joe on an episode because he's not getting away. He's definitely having his own episode.
I might have an anxiety attack. No.
And then also like and subscribe to YouTube and Instagram for Joe too, because you're missing out on great conversation.
Don't talk about me. I'm okay. I talk about myself all the time later. So it's all about you.
No. We're good. And yeah, hopefully there'll be an adaptable future, a fashionable future, and hopefully next time we speak, I'll be telling you about really chic Alexandra McQueen levels of adaptable fashion. And also, sex and disability is everything, and I will not stop speaking about it. So please do come over to my Instagram to hear me talk about sex and disability always.
All right, thank you, Roxy, so much for giving me your time and expertise. And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. I'll see everyone next time. Bye.
Bye.